Peace and blessings. This is Brother Black Light Phenomenal, aka Professor Soul School Phenomenal. This is Cyberspace Ministry. This is the Aboriginal Universal Supreme Conscious Council of the Elders. And we're speaking on street science today. And we were talking about one aspect of my life when I was hustling fish in the streets, and was showing you the steps that we went through to hustle this fish. So we would bag fish up just like you would bag up some reefer. We have a scale, and we put about 8 ounces of fish, which would, depending on the size of the fish, add up to maybe about from 8 to 10 mid-sized white bass and catfish, and we sold pickerel and other things too. But there's all kinds of ways to make money, and I'm going to go into the more cleaner ways to hustle and to make money, and selling food to the people for below market price. Of course, we didn't gut them, we didn't clean them. Sometimes we clean them, but we add on maybe a 50 cent or a dollar, depending on the size of the bag. We add on a price for cleaning them and gutting them, and take all that back to my uncle, and he found a way to make money off of the guts, and the heads of the fish. So, there's nothing illegal about selling anything, really. But where you got to get your license is for the state. The state got to get their cut. It's up to the individual person whether or not they want to purchase your product or merchandise. Just like cocaine. Now, cocaine in medical form is what is it? Procaine. I done lost the word for it, but the dentists use it to numb your teeth, your gums. They shoot it in your gums and to numb your gums when they're extracting bad teeth from your mouth. It's also you got morphine. That's a form of heroin, supposed to ease the pain. But see, they're in control of that, and the reason why you can't sell it is because they're not getting their cut from it. So in order for them to get their cut, they make it illegal for you to sell. And what's the reason why they make it illegal? Because they got to make sure that it's you won't OD or whatever off of it. It's got to come up to their standards, but still people get hooked. Even in the medical facilities, they get hooked. Now, I'm not for using no kind of drugs, because we got all the drugs in us. I already know that. But it's up to the individual whether or not they want to buy from you or not, right? So you get a license because they got to get their cut. They got to regulate it, you see. So the street hustle avoids all of that. But if you get caught, you might have to do a penalty for it. So one time we got caught selling fish. Somebody complained, said they bought some bad fish off of us. Now this is fresh fish though, and police came, and I told the police that you want to take this as evidence, you got to put all this in this stinky fish, or all this fish in your squad car for evidence. So he let us go. Told us, why don't y'all get a license? Get a health food card and health license to sell it, and I won't mess with you. So they want us to check in with them, and the police is for the state, and for the rich people, and the rich people got you regulated so you won't get as rich as they will, because every time you find a way to beat the system, which is all street science is about, but you're feeding off each other though. You're not really actually beating the system now, because they done found a way to control everything, just like marijuana. They're getting ready to make that illegal, and in Detroit they got all of these little marijuana houses, medical marijuana houses, and they making money. But you gotta get licensed to sell it, from them. You gotta get licensed from them. So every time you come up with a way to make money that you don't have to share it with the system, when they get wise to it, they're gonna cut you short. So you end up, feeding off yourself, really, and people in your community, they be getting hooked on it, but not fish. Fish, you can't OD off of fish, but that's a clean hustle, which anybody can do. You could go. We went, after they cut us off from going over in Canada getting fish off the docks, we went down to Sandusky, Ohio, and got fish, brought it back. It's only a 4-hour drive from Detroit to Sandusky and back, and we go and get the fish, come back, sell it. But then they found a way to get to the fisheries, and you can't do it like that no more. So all you brothers and sisters listening to this, I'm telling you this, to say that there's always a way to go around the system. So if you want to go and everything you do, if you go to as fishermen as a sport, you got to have license and stuff, but there's always ways to make some money, off the streets. Now, when it came to pimping, they got a house and a farm, a whole farm somewhere. I forgot where. Anyway, I think they might have closed it down now. But have you seen this movie American Pimp? Well, yeah. Now I don't advocate all this what I'm telling you. For you to start pimping and macking, trying to do things like that. 'Cause half of you probably already doing it. Anyway, because you can, get crazy with all that kind of stuff and having slave trafficking, prostitution and all like that. But what I'm saying is this, like, they put you in a position where you want to make a fast buck, and you put yourself in that position, really, but you want to make a fast buck, so you get involved in all these kind of get rich quick schemes, and that's how you get suckered, because you want something for nothing without the least effort to, into doing something. you know. And once you get involved in it, though, those that's, you know, think fast and want to make that their life's work, they really are genius at it. And some of them make it through and some of them don't. Most of them don't, you know, because they got too many regulations and too many laws, too many roadblocks in place for you to get over on that street level without their permission. And if you do find a loophole and they find out about it, you're gonna have to pay up to your neck. I don't care what it is. They're gonna step in. Once they hear about you making some money, man, they gonna step in and get their cut. If you don't give them their cut, you ain't gonna operate. Now, they done knocked off presidents from not following the script, like Kennedy and Lincoln and other figures like King and Malcolm. You know, once you get into their pockets and they got you in their pockets, you know, you're gonna have to obey. The only way you can get around that is you come together in a unity. That's why the mafia, you know, they so strong, because they got families and they have built themselves up to where they running with big boys. You know, they're another arm of the Illuminati, but you know, they, you know, tell you how it's done, show you how it's done. They done killed each other up and this and that and the other, but they tell you how it's done through their movies, you know. And they don't hide nothing in the movies, you know. They bring it to you, whether or not you want to accept it or not. Sometimes it's in the form of entertainment, but it's always a certain amount of facts and truth to build on in the movies that, you know, you should pay attention to. So it's like we came out with Superfly, and the main story on that wasn't that he was pimping and selling drugs or cocaine, was that he outsmarted the what they call the man. He outsmarted the Caucasian, you know. And on the other hand, the Mac, he did the same thing. He got revenge, you know, and outsmarted, but he paid a terrible price. His mother was killed, and some of his friends was killed, Richard Pryor and so forth, because he was a genius at that pimping thing, you know. He was good at it. But when they come at you, you know. And he ended up, you know, he had to leave that world. And that was the main message to that. You know. So the science of the street is strong, but you know, some brothers know how to flip it, but they still gonna end up in partnership with, you know, Satan. That's all there is to that. He ain't gonna let you reach the inner layers of his fortress. You know, he always gonna keep you on the outside, and then you start working for him, and you making a salary now. It might be a big fat salary, but you still working for him. The only way you can tear away from him is in unity. You know, you tear away from him in unity, enough of us, and the strongest of us tear away and build up a world for ourselves. We're going to talk some more about this street science. But for right now, this is Black Light out.